All right, sports fans, welcome out to another episode of the Gridiron 64 podcast. This will be episode number 6, part 1. We did part 2 and 3 yesterday. Part 1 is today. We've got a guest. I think everybody's going to like the guest that we have on today. But before we get and I introduced the guest, I do want to introduce my crew. We are in full effect tonight. We've got the Z-Man back, Johnny Zavala. Johnny, how you doing, sir?
Doing good.
And then we got the big man on the podcast, Big T, Tony Pena. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. Ready to get it.
And then we got the coach of the Gridiron 64, Mr. Steve Cantu. How you doing, Coach?
Hey, I'm blessed, brother. Happy to be here.
All right. And as I said, we have a guest today. You know, we got a big game. We've been hyping it up all week. It's to me, I think it's a game of the season between the Sinton Pirates. They'll be traveling to Rockport to play the Rockport Fulton Pirates. We will have Rockport's head coach, Jay Seibert, on tomorrow. But for tonight, we got Sinton Pirates athletic director, head football coach, Michael Troutman, on the Gridiron 64. Coach Troutman, how you doing this evening?
I'm good, guys. I appreciate y'all inviting me to come on. Doing well.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. And, you know, Coach, we got some Q&A with you. I kind of just pass it around. The guys will have some questions, maybe 2-3 questions. Podcast should last about 30 minutes or so. So I'm going to pass it over to the Z-Man first. He's got a couple of questions for Coach Troutman.
Sounds good.
How doing, Coach?
Good. Doing well.
First question is, what brought you to become the head coach for Sinton Pirates? What brought you over?
You know, guys, when I got when I saw this was opening, there was Sinton's dear to me, guys. I graduated from Sinton. I've always bled maroon and white, and it was a blessing, and it was an opportunity to give back to Sinton what Sinton gave to me growing up. It made me the man who I am, guys. It made me who I was through the opportunities and the experiences I had growing up in Sinton. And it molded to me with the coach's influence I had through sports, through athletics, through football, through the community, and who I came out to be as a man. It was a time for me to give back to this community and to give back to the kids of Sinton of what it meant to me and what it gave to me growing up. And that's what led me back, guys. That's what led me back. It spoke in my heart. And it was time for me to go back home and an opportunity to raise my kids in Sinton in a small town community like I was raised, you know? And so it's more than just a job to me. It's a passion. It is in me. It's who I am. And I couldn't be blessed more than to be back in Sinton, Texas, coaching as the athletic director and head football coach.
Off of that, what year did you graduate from Sinton?
In 1993, I graduated.
Cool. You played around the days I did. Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. My senior year, we tied Rockport 7-7.
That was my senior year.
That was when we ran a reverse with Ross Partlow, and Dat Wynn shot it and hit it. And I can tell you all about it. Yeah, that was my senior year. And then my junior year, we actually beat Rockport at, let's see, I can't remember if it was over. I know my senior year, it was at Rockport. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Johnny
game was something else.
Johnny Vasquez was the running back, right?
Yeah.
Daniel Vasquez, yes, sir.
Daniel Vasquez, yes, he was the running back. I think he played some safety as well too. Oh, they had a heck of a team that year.
Yeah. I ended up going in for one of the Walker boys as an outside linebacker for that game. We had the quarterback Ricky Walker out, so I ended up playing. He also played the outside linebacker, and I was the one that went in for that outside linebacker spot.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, Coach, if you don't mind, you guys had like Rob Thomas and Dale House. I mean, you guys were huge, man. You guys were big, and I remember that game in Rockport. It was standing room only.
Yes.
I mean, there were people everywhere.
That was my junior year. Wow. Yeah, that was my junior year that we played them with Rob and Dale House and those boys. Yeah.
Wow.
Cool, man.
A lot of history, I'm telling you guys, like, that's why I appreciate so much what y'all do, because I believe in South Texas football. I believe in Coastal Bend football, and I always have. no matter, and I've coached up in Houston, Conroe area, but my heart is with South Texas. I believe in these boys. I believe in these coaches. And I believe that, I mean, this is football down here. This is football. Friday Night Lights in the Postal Bin. And I'll fight for it as long as I'm sitting in this athletic director, head football position as a coach. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe in it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about your team. What kind of offense do you run?
Guys, we run a multiple set. We'll spread you out. We'll bring a tight end in. We give the illusion of a spread offense. But guys, our offense is based on pounding the ball. We're going to run the ball. I'm a true believer that you win ball games in high school. Football is built around running the ball and playing great defense. That's just my philosophy. So we're going to get in doubles. We're going to get into trips. We're going to get into a tight end set. We'll get into some twins with a 2-back set pro. But our philosophy is we're going to establish the run. We want to run the ball, and we're going to pass when necessary and when the opportunity is ahead of us to open up our passing game. But I'm a firm believer in running the ball and playing sound defense, get after defense. That's how you win football games.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Going off your offense, who are your offensive players to look out for?
Well, you got Renee and Rylan Galvin back there in the backfield. Renee at quarterback and Rylan at running back. And those guys are just phenomenal athletes, on the football field, on the baseball field. They make the offensive go. But on the offensive line, guys, these are guys that have started for 3 years that we have on the offensive line. You got Nate Martinez, Elijah Brown, Landon Southern, and Alex Cantu, and a kid by the name of Mason Fishbeck. And these guys have been together. They take great pride in winning the ball games in the trenches. We talk about here in Sinton, that's where ball games are won in the trenches, and they take great pride in that, So, I mean, our backfield with those linemen, and then out at receiver, we have Gotti Payette, J.R. Cruz, Braden Brown, who also plays some wide receiver and come in as quarterback as well. We got a group of players to really choose from, Z,
Nice. And going off from the offense, what about the other side of the ball, your defensive players? Tell us a little bit about your defensive players.
Well, it's about to build. We run a 3-4 defense like Rockport's. And that is based on the D-line having to make plays, linebackers getting run-throughs. We have a very experienced deep defensive line. Jaquay Stewart, who's also a baseball player out there, is playing in for us. We have a kid by the name of Logan Dewad that is at the nose guard for us. And the other end, we have a kid by the name of Justin Molina. This year, we had to find some linebackers, and we found some pretty good ones. We got a kid playing inside linebacker named Aiden Moody, and we got another kid that had to come up and play by the name of Jonathan O'Bara. But the key to this defense, too, guys, is our outside linebackers. We have a kid by the name of Jonathan Modine and Tyler Ramirez that play those outside linebackers, and they are active, very smart players. And sitting back with our corners, we have a kid, God Payat, playing at one corner. We have another kid by the name of Jaden Howard playing the other corner. Our safety sitting is a kid by the name of Ray Perez and another kid by the name of J.R. Cruz. And guys, they take pride in this defense. They take pride in it. They take pride in getting 11 guys to the ball. And when you get there pissed off. They take pride in the fits. They take pride in the coverage. And it's all about playing sound defense, having the desire to get to the ball. And when you get there with the angry attitude, ready to make something happen.
There you go.
That's all I got, Gabe.
Well, Coach, me for one, I love your energy. I mean, I watched you on a couple of other interviews, and I'm like, man, I told the guys, man, we gotta get Coach Troutman. I love the energy. I love the way you interview. I love your energy, man. That's why your guys play the way they play. I feel because they take the lead of the coach. I mean, you're fired up. I'm not just imagine what you're like on the sideline. So it's just great to have a coach in there that gets fired up like that. I love it.
Well, I appreciate it, guys. And guys, it's passion. I love what I do. This is not a job to me. This is a blessing. This is an opportunity to make a difference in kids' lives. And through football, we're able to make that difference, And the saying I like to go by is life is not football, but football is all about life and will teach you all about it. And being able to, it's passion, it's the love for the game, it's a respect for the game, and being able to put these kids out here. And to me, football is one of the greatest team sports there is. And being able to get knocked down and get right back up, because that's what life's all about, and that's what football is about,
Absolutely, Coach. Absolutely. And now, Coach, I'm going to pass it over to Tony Pena, Big T. He's got some questions for you.
Okay.
How's it going, Coach?
Good, Tony, good.
I just want to thank you again for coming on. So I got 3 questions for you. So first question I got is, this year, Sinton winning the district play with the winning record. Last year, y'all started off 2-3 before district play. What changes were made this year that led your team to the success in the preseason?
Well, actually, Tony, we were actually 0-3. We started off by getting beat by
0-3, but y'all beat Lavernia and someone else.
Okay,
yeah. So before district play,
district
play, y'all were 2-3. Yeah.
Yeah, 2-3. You're right. Tony, I'm a firm believer in the culture that we have here in Sinton is that you win ball games in the off season. That's when you win ball games. That's when you build strength. That's when you build confidence. And we're a big firm believer that we lift here to get strong. We're going to be strong. We're going to be athletic. We're going to build toughness. Our 4 pillars that we're based everything on is, first of all, it is toughness. We're going to have toughness. I believe tough football players win ball games. And we work that in the offseason. We put them through the grind in the offseason. That's going to then carry over into in-season in football. We have integrity in all that we do, making great decisions, carrying ourselves, respecting this game for what it is. And then we have discipline. We focus on doing all the little things right, from a simple thing as having your toe not on the line to being in parade rest, looking straight ahead, not letting your opponent see your weakness, looking straight ahead, not getting sweat off your eyes. We focus on that discipline. And the last thing we have is unity. There is no individualism here. It's all about the team. It's all about us. And we focus on those 4 pillars of faith through off season. That's what we focus on, Tony. And that carries over into fall. It carries over into 2-a-days. And that's where I believe it is built. Yes, you can have plays and we have all kinds of schemes. But if you don't have that culture built and that championship mindset, it doesn't matter what plays you have. It don't matter those kids got to believe in it. And it starts with the culture that we start in that off season. And I believe that was a huge difference because we finally got to have a full off season with COVID kind of short 2 years ago, if you remember. We were finally having a full off season of where we were able to accomplish and hit all those 4 pillars of what we believe in here in Sinton Pirate football and Sinton athletics.
Awesome. So Sinton got their revenge last year with a big win over Orange Grove, and you lose a close one to a close battle with Miller. Then another huge win over West Oso. How prepared are the Sinton Pirates for this game Friday night versus Rockport?
Guys, we know what's at stake. There's no doubt about it. We know. The kids know. But what we try to do, Tony, is that we go into each week with a faceless opponent attitude, because it's not about the opponents that we're facing. It's about the Sinton Pirates getting better at what we do. We don't get wrapped up in all the social media stuff. We don't get wrapped up in our opponents. That's the coach's jobs to get the schemes. What I want my kids focus on is getting better with every opportunity out on that practice field. Get better as an individual. Therefore, in return, you're getting better as a team. It's about us. And so we look at it as another opportunity to get better against a really good opponent. Coach Cyber and the Rockport Pirates do a heck of a job over there. And so we have to prepare going into every week like we're going against a top state ranked team. And this is a true example this week but we don't get focused, Tony, on the opponent. We get we keep the concentration on ourselves. Let's get better at the little things. It's part of the process. We're not looking at the outcome. We're taking care of the process first. Because if you don't take care of the process, you'll never get to the outcome that you want.
Amen. Amen.
All right. So the last question I have is, and I mean, you kind of answered a little bit of it, but who do you feel is the biggest threat about Rockport, the Rockport team, that you'll be keying in on? So is it about stopping the run? Is it about a specific player? Is it overcoming the overwhelming defense? I mean, what is it about Rockport, or who about Rockport do you think is going to be a key factor that as a coach and as a team that you have to shut down?
Well, the first thing you look at when I've watched film on Rockport and I've the past 2 years playing them is, let's face it, they run that slot T to a perfection. It's a smooth running machine. And what Coach Seibert does with breaking it into the gun and running the slot T out of it, you have to be able to play sound defense against this offense. It's not about just holly-dolly out there, just run to the football. No, you have to have fits. You have to understand what they're trying to accomplish. I mean, guys, Troop is a hell of a running back. He is. I mean, the kid has speed. He hits a seam and he's gone. And you have to be able to fit it up. Their offensive lineman is basically the same offensive line that they had from last year. He's returning those guys. They've had a year of experience running this offense. And so they're going to be that much better. Seibert at quarterback does a heck of a job. And what Jay's doing with spreading it out some now in this system, you have to be able to stop the run, and you have to be sound against the pass as well. So going into this game as a defensive mindset, that you have to be prepared on all aspects of the offense, and there's weapons that they have, that Rockport has, that you have to be able to adjust to and have the fits to, and the coverage and the eye control of the reads. And so, I mean, their offense is really good, guys. It really is good, And like I said, it's a smooth running machine. That's credit to Coach Seibert and his staff, And the defense is a get after it mentality, They get after. They made some few changes that y'all know. I mean, you took your nose guard, you moved him to linebacker, bigger size kids that they have. So they do I think they're a really solid team all the way around. It's going to be a 4-quarter battle. It is. It's going to be 4 quarters of hard-nosed, get after your butt football. The way Friday Night Lights was meant to be, the way Coastal Bend South Texas football was meant to be,
Absolutely. And that's what I'm most excited about. It's not about, like one of the things we talked about yesterday, if you love football and you're not going for the Sinton Pirates or the Rockport Pirates and you don't have nothing to do, this is definitely a game you want to come and watch, because it's going to be one of those kind of games. It's going to be an edge of your seat game. You know what I mean? Two really good programs battling it out, to try to get the W, and it's exciting in that aspect,
Absolutely.
So I'm glad to hear that you got your whole team coming. Your whole team's healthy. I'm glad to hear that, and look forward to the game on Friday, Coach. That's all I got, Gabe. But thanks, Coach.
You bet, Tony.
Coach, I have to say there's studs on both sides of the team. And you got studs,
there
man.
is.
So it's gonna be a good one. It might be like what you were talking about when it was that 7-7. We may have another game like that in Rockport this Friday night. It'd be good.
I know it's gonna be a battle. I'm telling you, and that's what, and that's why you play teams like we play Miller. That's why we play, because when it's sitting Rockport, I don't care what the records are, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle. And that's what makes this game so special,
And Coach, I'll tell you, it's not just turning out to be in football. I mean, it's on the basketball court, it's on the softball field, it's on the baseball field. It's getting really good between Rockport and Sinton, man. So it's good, and you love it because it's good competition. It makes the Rockport program better, and it definitely makes the Sinton program better.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. I'll turn it over to the coach, Steve. I know you got a few questions here for Coach Troutman.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Coach, first and foremost, I'd like to say thank you again from myself on behalf of of Gridiron 64 for coming on, taking some time. I know you're super busy, not only game planning, but we all know you have a life after the school hours clock out. And I just like to say thank you again for taking some time out and giving us some of those words. The first question I got for you is, I watched tape and film, and I've seen that there's been a few games that you guys gotten off to a slow start. How important is it to you guys this week as a team to, come out of the gates first quarter and get off to a good start?
You have to, Steve. And you're right. Carroll, we had a slow start. We had some penalties and a slow start against West Oso. And you can't do that against quality teams. You can't. Because next thing you know, you're playing catch up, and those mistakes can cost you a game in the end. It is vital that the Sinton Pirates come out and that I have the phrase, we're going to start fast and finish strong. Mm-hmm. and it's a key thing that you got to come out on point, because against a quality team like Rockport, you have those kind of starts, it's gonna keep steamrolling downhill. And it's so vital that as a head coach for my team that we come out prepared, ready, executing from the first kickoff till the last kickoff. There
you go. Yeah. Well, yeah, no, absolutely. I totally agree with that. I had some other questions, but I heard the answers to them, and I don't want you to go through the same things again, give out the same answers. But what I do want to say is, Coach, I'm ready to strap on a freaking helmet right now and come play for you. You know what I'm saying? You inspire. It's so easy for me to understand why these kids go out there and play so hard for you. And why they're playing as well as they are with the four pillars that you lay out for these guys. It's super contagious, and I'm telling you, I want to grab my screen and choke it out right now. I'm so ready to pump. So thanks again for coming on, Coach. I'll let you get out of here. I'll pass it on to Gabriel. Like I said, the guys covered a couple of my questions, so I didn't want you to go all through it again. But again, man, thanks for coming on. I really enjoyed.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Coach, I do got one more question before you go, and it's not about this Friday's game. I do want to ask you, how far can the Sinton Pirates go in the playoffs this year?
I think we can make a deep run, guys. I really do. I think that we have the talent to do it. But, guys, here's the deal. And this is what I tell the guys all the time. Your best teams are not always your best teams that win during the playoffs. It's your best teams that play that day, who plays the best that day. And that's why it is so important that every day we work on doing the little things right. And don't get caught up in the rankings. Don't get caught up in everything else. It's about us getting better. And you got to keep them on that level, on that humble level. It's about hard work. It's about execution. It's about doing your job. And I really think, guys, that we have a chance to make a deep run. I do. I really do. I think that the kids believe it. For the past 2 years, we made a run to the third rounds. We have seen the Wimberleys. We have seen the Navarros. It's nothing new to us. Now, I give those teams credits too. They're good. There's a lot of good teams in this region, starting with this district. And the two of them are fixing to play Friday night. But it's about keeping that focus on us getting better. And as long as you're doing that, you always have a chance when you get into the playoffs. As soon as you level off and you become satisfied, well, then it's not going to happen. But you got to stay hungry. You got to be willing to work for it, because nothing will be given to them. Everything will be earned. And that's our attitude every time we step onto that practice field. You have to earn it if you want to make that deep run.
Well, Coach, I'll tell you, and the playoffs are going to be good because you got Cuero playing good. Of course, you got Wimberley and Navarro.
Cuero's back.
Yeah, they're back. So
they're back.
This playoff is going to be really good, man, when we get in there. Coach, and something just came to mind just real quick before I let you go. Give us your thoughts on the Valley team. They're coming into our district. I know you got to play Raymondville, Rio Hondo. You haven't played them yet. But what's your thoughts on these teams coming over and sitting playing against them this year?
You know, there's a lot of pride in Valley football, just like there is in Coastal Bend football, you know. And I think those are good coaches over there. I mean, with Port Isabel, you have Coach Villarreal, who's coming back, who was very successful there in Port I running the slot team, you know. He's coming back. He's trying to bring something back to those kids, you know. Heck, I thought Raymondville, we didn't get to play him last year, but he had a heck of a squad last year, a heck of a running back there. Now, I know he lost that running back, but there's pride in those teams. There's pride in them. And I know Coach James over at Rio Hondo, he always has those kids playing. I think it's going to be a challenge every week playing those guys. You can't underestimate anybody, because once you start underestimating them, that's when they sneak up and they beat your butt, you know? And you got to respect every opponent. Like I said, you prepare for every opponent like it's a faceless opponent. It's about us getting better. But I'll tell you what, I'm excited to play them Valley teams. I'm not excited about the drive down there, but it is what it is, you know? But we'll make it work. I actually called Coach Seibert about it and asked him how it went with him going down there and telling some of his itinerary that he did and he shared with me. But you know, it just adds more to the challenge to help you prepare for once you get into those postseason games, you know?
Absolutely, Coach. And well, first thing, the Gridiron 64 wants to wish you guys luck Friday
Thank you, guys.
against Rockport. And we definitely want to wish you all the luck in the playoffs. We know Sinton's going to be there, and we're looking forward to Sinton making a deep playoff run. And hopefully you stay injury-free, Coach, because that's one thing that you need. You need your guys to stay healthy to make that deep playoff run. But we'll definitely be calling you back during playoffs. It might be the first week, second week. We'll definitely want to get Coach Troutman back on. And Coach, I would ask you that maybe during that playoff, whoever we can get us two players, it could be the Galvan brothers. It could be offense, defense. You pick the guys to bring them on during the playoffs. And we'd like to be able to talk to them and have them share some of their memories and talk about the playoffs going in, because it's gonna be a dogfight in the playoffs, man. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
And Coach, once again, thank you for spending some time. I know you're real busy this week. Got a big game on Friday, but we'll have Coach Seibert here tomorrow, and we'll be asking him pretty much the same questions that we asked you. So before we go, I'll give you the last word. Anything you want to add before we call it a night?
Guys, I really appreciate all that you're doing. Thank y'all for having me on here. And you know, you really made me feel good, guys. It's about Coastal Bend football. It's about South Texas football, you know, and that's the most important thing here, because we have a bunch of kids that work their butts off. I don't care what school you're at. They believe in football. They believe in this sport. And football, and guys, we all know football is kind of a trended sport that's kind of, you're not having as much participation in it. But I believe it's the ultimate team sport. It teaches life. It teaches about how to get knocked down and get back up. As long as we have guys like y'all that believe in this sport, got coaches that care about this sport, and kids that are willing to come out for this sport, we got something going. And I believe in the South Texas football. I want to thank y'all for what y'all are doing, because people got to believe in this, and they got to believe in Coastal Bend football. They got to believe in football, because it is something and it means something. All right, guys, thank y'all for all that you do.
Absolutely, Coach. And the other thing is, you know, we want to be able to bring the kids out too. A lot of people see them on the field, like you were talking about, Coach. You know, you see, hey, this guy's good, but the work that it takes, like the grind that you put the guys, the work that they have to get to in football and softball and baseball to get to where they're at. These are things, nobody's getting up with these kids at 5 o'clock in the morning or staying till, you know, late to work out, you know. So we want to be able to have the kids come out and share that with the community in the Coastal Bend and find out. We've got some athletes here in the Coastal Bend area that a lot of them do not get recognized, you know.
Absolutely.
And we want to be a small part of bringing them out and letting them tell their story. You know, every Monday we bring in coaches to talk about the program. We're going to start bringing in some players. And you know, we never bring anybody on without getting permission from the coaches. So we talk to the coach first, the athletic director, the baseball coach, softball coach. Is it okay we interview? If they're okay with it, then we get to the parents, because we don't want to bring on the guys or the ladies that may say something, the coach, you know, not know. So we want to, you know, that's the format that we follow here in Rockport, and we'll do the same thing on the Gridiron. But once again, Coach, thank you for spending some time. Good luck. If you're not from Sinton or Rockport, and you love South Texas football, man, this is the game to come to. You know, I mean, they'll be streaming it both Rockport and Sinton, I think 364 Sports will have it on. GT
Yeah.
Sports will have it on Rockport. So you can watch it live streaming if you want. But I'll tell you this, you want to be at the game. You want to feel it. This is going to be a good game between two good programs, Pirate versus Pirate. Come on out to Rockport on Friday and watch a good game. Coach, thank you very much. And we'll be bringing you back during the playoffs to talk more Sinton Pirate football.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good, blessed week, all right?
Absolutely,
Thank
Coach.
you, Coach.
That was Sinton athletic director, head football coach, Michael Troutman. Thank you. It was a great interview. I'd seen him interview guys before. He's got a lot of energy, man, and you can see why his players play the way they play. I think he's got that energy every day. Steve was talking about he's pumped. I was getting pumped too, Steve. I mean, I'm getting hyped up, man. Let's go. But and here's the deal, guys. I mean, we're from Rockport and we love Rockport, but I got a lot of respect for that Sinton program. With Troutman and even the coaches before, Coach Allen, those guys got studs over there every year. And so, I've always respected them. And, if they're still in the playoffs, and that's the way I am, if Rockport gets out and Sinton's in, I'm going with Sinton over anybody. And they definitely got an opportunity to go far. Hopefully Rockport will go far. And, in the region, hopefully it'll be Rockport and Sinton, representing Region 4 and not Cuero or these other guys. But listen, guys, it's a dogfight. It's good. So I really enjoyed the interview. And during the playoffs, we'll definitely want to invite Coach Troutman back. And hopefully he'll have a couple of players that we can interview and talk playoffs and see how far Sinton can go. If they stay injury free, man, this team could go deep in the playoffs. They could be representing Region 4. So we don't know. We shall see what happens. But again, I want to thank Coach Troutman for coming on, spending some time talking about his program. It was a lot of fun. So, guys, we broke down. We've done part 1, 2, and 3, and it was a lot of fun. And we've got some things coming up tomorrow. I just want to kind of run by some things with you. Tomorrow, we'll have Coach Seibert. He'll be on the Gridiron 64 at 7 o'clock, not 7:30, but 7 o'clock. He'll be on, and he'll be talking about the big game against Sinton. We had Coach Troutman today. We'll have Coach Seibert tomorrow evening. He's scheduled to come in. And then once we're done with Coach Seibert, we're going to have 4 players from the Rockport Fulton Pirate varsity team. I think it's Ricky Franks, Joe Moreno, Philip Krupa, and Aiden Rangel. Am I right, Tony? We're going to be talking defense. These are defensive players that will be coming up, and they'll be talking about the big game. And then, of course, we've got some stuff going on that we'll talk about tomorrow as far as we've been invited to go to a Rockport team dinner on Thursday. For the first time, we'll be going live. We've never done that before. We'll be interviewing some players, some more Rockport players. It'll be live via Facebook on the Pirates Cove. So we'll be putting that up on the social media pages tomorrow and on Thursday morning. I hope it goes good. I've never done it live, so Steve and I will be there. So hopefully it'll go good. But if we don't have patience with this, it's our first time. And then, of course, Friday, we've got some things working on Friday. And I'm still waiting to hear back from Coach, some of the coaches from Rockport. And if they give me the okay, then we'll put it on the social media pages as far as what we'll be doing on Friday. So, guys, once again, it's going to be a great game on Friday. I anticipate that, if you love football, man, it's going to be good. And, you heard Coach I didn't know that Troutman had played against Johnny. It was really good to know that he played against Johnny and that he was a part of that 7-7 tie, and he remembered that win, of course, in Daniel Vasquez. It was great. Maybe we'll have to bring him back one day and talk a few minutes about that. Johnny, what do you think? Just kind of go back down memory lane and see what happens.
That'd be fun.
That'd be fun. So, hey, you know what?
I gotta bring out the old tape again.
Well, you know what I'm thinking right now, Johnny, off the hand. I think we'll invite Coach Troutman and we'll bring in the Walker boys. And
that'd be like a 3 hour. That'd be a 3 hour.
Hey, that's our fight. Hey, look, guys, we'll just sit back and let them go. But it'll make for good podcasting, man.
It'd just be a stare off.
Yeah, but hey, it'd be good, man. Those were good. I mean, I was part of that. I was in school at that time, man. And I remember, Johnny. I remember Coach Troutman talking about when they came over here, man. That was one of the best games, if not the best game that we've ever had at Pirate Stadium. I mean, those guys came in with studs. I mean, Rob Thomas, Dale House, Coach Troutman. These guys were all there. They were big and they were good. Rockport, had studs. I mean, Tap was good at that year, 7-on-7, man. it was just really good. I think Rockport won district. We've already said that, but what a game. And I'm hoping that it's an atmosphere like it was back in, what do you say, 93? Yes, 93.
Yeah, graduated in 93.
Yeah.
But that game was in 92.
In 92. It was a 93, 92 football season where, I mean, it was standing room only.
So
I remember.
He played on the teams that actually started this rivalry between Rockport and Sinton.
Yeah, you know? Yeah. And guys, if you look at it, it's not just on the football field. It's on the softball field. It's on the basketball court. It's on the volleyball court. I mean, when we bring in the Rockport players, right? Because we haven't interviewed anybody from Sinton.
Hey, it's on the youth. It's on the youth program too.
Yeah, I remember Johnny talking about, when the girls were playing youth softball. Man, Johnny. Every time I talk to Johnny, he said Johnny always mentions Sinton. Sinton beats Rockport next year. Rockport beats Sinton, and it's still like that when you bring in players from different sports early on. We talked to the volleyball girls and the softball girls, and they'll tell you who's the team we got to beat. And they'll say Sinton, and they've been good for such a long time. And I think that Coach Seibert has done an awesome job with Rockport and keeping them at that level. So it makes for good football, softball, basketball, whatever the case may be. So it's going to be a good one on Friday night, guys. And like I said, maybe one day, we'll invite Coach Troutman back after the football offseason. We'll bring in the Walkers. And we'll go. We'll take a stroll down memory lane. That should be a good one. It should make for good podcasting. But guys, before I call it a night, I want to give you guys the last word here on the Gridiron. Of course, we have Coach Seibert coming on tomorrow, and then it'll be it for the Gridiron for the week. Then we'll go on to the Pirates Code. But any last words tonight that you'd like to talk about or say heading into Friday's game, Pirate versus Pirate? Tony, I'll go to you first.
I just like I said before, I mean, if you love football and you're not doing anything, I mean, definitely need to tune in to watch it or be there, because I mean, being there, that's where you're gonna feel the atmosphere, that's where you're gonna feel the excitement, definitely being at the game. So if you can make it to the game, make it to the game. But if absolutely cannot, definitely tune in and watch it. And I just wanted to thank Coach Troutman again for coming on. Very energetic, like Steve said. I mean, he got us all pumped up, and I know those boys are pumped up, and I'm excited. I'm getting more excited for the game. You know what I mean? No matter the outcome, I'm just getting really excited for the game, and I just hope that we have injury-free football, and it's just a slug out.
And listen, before I go to Johnny and Steve, Tony, I'll tell you, both of these teams, I was talking to Steve off air, right? And I said, both of these teams are going to be in the playoffs and make a deep run. They're destined. No matter what team wins or loses here, the future still looks bright going into the playoffs. So it's exciting for this game. I think it's good for South Texas football. It shows the competition that we have here. And the ultimate goal is always to get out of the region, right? Somebody from our district to get out of the region. So it's exciting to see where the programs from Sinton and Rockport are going. And hey, don't forget about Ingleside down there, man. They're not too far behind now. Coach Hamrick and those guys, we got to start talking about those guys. They're not too far behind that Rockport Sinton program. So, we could potentially have three teams battling it out. And how much fun would that be? Z-Man, I'll go to you next. Anything you want to add for Friday's game?
No, this is the game we've all been waiting for. I mean, like, we started this, for the beginning of earlier in the summer talking about this game. And here we are, the rivalry, the big rivalry. And it makes it more interesting that Coach Troutman was part of that, teams that started off this rivalry. That makes it, I'm pretty sure he's more pumped up than his own players. I'm pretty sure it's like deep in it that he wants to win, and we want to take that away from him, So I'm pretty, you already have the news station saying this is game of the week, so there ain't many games going on in the area. Many teams got bye-byes this week. So, this is the game to beat, like Tony was saying. It's going to be a little wet. The fields are going to be a little wet. So it's going to be a lot about turnovers this game. Who's going to hold on to that ball? So, hey, it's there. This is the most exciting thing right now going, first game of the season pretty much is where it starts.
Hey, and listen to this, Steve. And like Johnny was saying, I mean, Johnny comes up with a good point. This is special to Coach Troutman. He's from Sinton. It's not like he came in and got the job. I mean, he played football. He poured his sweat, tears, and blood on that field. So this means something to him. So, I mean, as good friends as the coaches are, and I'm sure all coaches are, right? It's still a rivalry between – he wants to come in and beat Rockport. he wants to come in and beat them. He's got a lot of respect for our program, I'm sure. But, he just like Johnny, Johnny played for Sinton. I mean, he probably respects him, and he knows what they're capable of, but he wants to beat him. Johnny always wants to beat Sinton, so do I. So there's a mutual respect from the programs, but, I'm sure he wants to come in and get a win, especially as a head coach now. And being that this game is going to be bigger than it was last year. And so far, on a Tuesday evening, right, both ball clubs seem to be healthy. I mean, we know that Sinton is now. We heard it from Coach Troutman. We'll have to get with the Coach Cyber tomorrow and find out. But as far as Steve, we are healthy, correct?
We'll see. We'll check that that injury report tomorrow. We'll let Cyber talk about it.
All right. Any last thoughts you have, Steve, before we call it a night here about the game on Friday?
Well, you know what? I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. I don't want to spend my 30 seconds talking about the game. I think we got, a few more days to do it. What I want to do right now with my 30 seconds before we close the night out is one. All right. Okay. So, hey, everybody needs to tune in. Check us out. GT Sports on Friday night. If you're not at the game, you jump on Facebook, GT Sports, and stream our game. All right. We're going to be out there, and you can't go wrong. Join it. Cheer for a Pirate. You can't go wrong. So check us out on GT Sports. And then the second thing I want to put out there and get it down on tape. I really, 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 really enjoy the format, the approach that we take here on Gridiron 64, and us going out and talking to these coaches. We're doing things that other people aren't, that can't, and really don't have the understanding on why we were doing what we're doing. I mean, it is truly a coastal bend thing for us, and we want to shine light on all towns. And although we may be decked out in green and gold, we're a high school football coastal bend area fans first and foremost. So hey, tune in. Check us out. So that's it, Gabe.
Yeah, and we've got some other things going on, guys. We kind of practice a little bit. I'll just kind of throw it out here, man. I told Steve, hey, we're gonna start doing a little commentating in a couple of months here. So let's start practicing. So we were down at a game, man, and man, Steve's a lot better than I am. I mean, Steve gets down. He's done it before. And so we're going to try to hook some things up for this game. Not sure how it's going to work out, but we're going to try to do something so that we can come out a little clearer. But we're definitely getting the equipment, everything that's needed to be able to start commentating. Hopefully, the last couple of district games and into the playoffs, and then we'll take that commentating into the boys and girls basketball, and into soccer, and of course into softball and baseball. So. We're excited about that. This month in October, we're going live on Zoom, so we're not going to be uploading videos anymore here in the month of October. We're going to start going live. We may have a little bit of trouble, but we'll get it right. But we're going to start going live. So when we say, hey, we're going to bring in a coach on Monday at 7, you guys can tune in and watch it as we're talking to the coach, as we're recording the podcast. You can see it live. Which I think people are going to enjoy. So we're going live starting next month. We're going to start commentating our games and going live on GT Sports and getting better at that. And so we're definitely looking for some more people. We're looking for another person to join us on the Gridiron 64. I mean, you can be a guest if you want. We've got no problems. All you got to do is shoot an email to gtsports64@hotmail.com, gtsports64@hotmail.com, all lowercase. If you're interested in being a guest, all you got to do is shoot an email and say, hey, I'd like to come on. Just tell us the date and time. We'll put you on there. If you want to talk football, you want to talk volleyball, you want to talk basketball, boys and girls, soccer, softball, baseball, powerlifting, track, it doesn't matter. We'll bring you on and give us some insight. If we're not doing something on a sport, you can come on, educate us on what's going on. There's a lot of sports still in Rockport that we want to cover. I know our tennis team won district, and we're trying to get to all of them. But we're definitely looking for another person to come on with us full time if they can. It doesn't have to be a male, it could be a female. But if you love sports and you see what we do on the Pirates Cove and you're interested, man, shoot us an email. Let us know. I'll talk to you. But we're definitely looking for at least another person to join us to make it 5. And then on the Gridiron 64, we're looking for 3 people. We preferably like to have people that are not from Rockport. We already got 4 people. So bringing in another 2 people, we want to make a little bit of a difference. We want some other people from the Coastal Bend area. You don't have to be from the Coastal Bend area, but if you love football, come on up. But we want other people from outside of Rockport to kind of balance the gridiron a little bit. So if you're interested, we're very, we respect everybody. We love Rockport. I love Rockport, but I respect other programs. If you come on, it's just about talking, like Steve said, about the Coastal Bend area and the teams that we have here. And you can catch some of our video. It doesn't change much. What we do this week, we'll do next week. So if you're interested in joining the Gridiron 64, shoot us an email. Let us know. I'll call you. I'll talk to you and see if we can get something going. We're looking for 3 people. Don't have to be all males. Could be a female or 2. And then we're looking for 1 more person to join the Pirates Cove podcast. And like I said, you can always be a guest on either the Gridiron or the Pirates Cove, guys. So thank you very much. I will see you guys tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock. I'll be on at 6:45. We're scheduled to have Rockport Fulton Athletic Director, head football coach Jay Seibert on the podcast at 7. And then at 8:30, we'll have 4 of our varsity defensive players, Ricky Franks, Aiden Rangel, Joe Moreno, and Philip Krupa. So I'm looking forward to that, guys. So have your questions ready. Send your questions to me tomorrow morning. I got to get them over to Coach Seibert. I know he's been on before, but I still want to get those questions to him so he can have some time. I don't know if he'll have time. He's busy, but hopefully he'll have them in front of him. He'll at least know what questions we're going to ask. If he can get that to me by noon tomorrow, that'd be great. Or get it to me as soon as you can so I can shoot it over and email it to Coach Seibert. And then the boys, we don't have to send anything. We'll just get the boys as they come on. We'll review the questions with them before we start the recording the podcast. So have a great night, guys. Oh, and by the way, how about them Cowboys, baby? Oh, man, that's how Johnny's shirt. Let me tell you. Hey, Z-Man, we're back, right? Are we back?
Yeah.
I mean, what's your take on this real quick? What's your take on the Cowboys, Z-Man? I mean, we look good. I mean, today I was telling people that, well, I don't know. I mean, what we got to do, man? We almost took Tampa Bay. We almost beat them in week 1. We beat a good Chargers team that just beat Kansas City. We won this game pretty good. The Eagles are no good. But who do you want us to play? Who do you want us to play? Give us some respect. What's your thoughts on the Cowboy game last night, Z-Man?
We'll see next game too. They got 3-0 Panthers next. So,
but aren't you gonna give the Cowboys some love? Haven't they been playing good for 3 weeks? I mean, come on. Let's not wait for the Panthers. Steve, what do you got? Steve, what do you got, man? What do you got to say?
Jinx it. Johnny don't want to jinx it. Hey, man, the Panthers are 3-0, yeah, but they're going to be. Am I muted? No. The Panthers are 3-0, but they're going to be without McCaffrey. It's going to be a tough sled for them. Big difference. So the running game's not going to be the same. That's going to be something they're going to have to deal with. And I don't know, man. It to me right now, it's about the Cowboys defense and the way they're playing. Micah Parsons and that secondary. Hello, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be great. It's going to be nice. I'm enjoying the seasons thus far. And like I said, I don't want to jinx it, So, yeah, let's move on.
All right, real quick, I got to get Tony in here. Tony, any thoughts on the Cowboys, man? We're all Cowboy fans. Come on, show them some love, man. Come on.
Yeah, no, I'm with Steve. To me, it's all about the defense and how the defense is playing, because that's been really where the Cowboys have struggled the past few years is defensively, especially in the secondary. And getting pick sixes early in the season really gets me excited about what the rest of the year is going to look like. I don't want to jinx nothing either, but just like Coach Troutman said, you got to take it week by week. It doesn't matter what the record is. You got to beat the team that you're playing next, and that's the best team you got to play is the one you got to play next. So, Cowboys, I'm pretty sure they're gonna get after it every week, and they got to stay healthy too, just like in high school football. It's all about staying healthy, and getting those reps in practice. So hopefully, the Cowboys can stay healthy, because that's been the other struggle that they've had the past several years. So we'll see.
Hey, guys, did I hear some thunder outside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. I was like, well, okay. Well, listen, that's enough about the Cowboys. But I'm going to show my boys some love. Look, last year, I couldn't say much. I was down and out, walking with my head down all the time, and I had to hear people tell me stuff. I had to hear Stephen A. Smith talk all that trash about the Cowboys. So I couldn't say nothing. But this year, I'm going to talk again. Dang it, we're doing good, guys. I'm loving my Cowboys, man. And I think we're going to beat Wait, look, real quick. Where are we playing at, Steve? Are we playing in Carolina or in Dallas? Do you know? Does anybody know where that game's
No,
going to be played?
we're playing over there.
Doesn't matter, man. We'll go down there and put
It's
a
a-
whipping on them. We're going to go down there and put a
Yeah, it's
whipping
a
on
road
them.
game.
I'm pumped up, guys. Troutman pumped me up, man. He pumped me up. I'm pumped up. I'm probably going to get to bed till about 1 o'clock this morning. I'm pumped, baby. I'm ready for some football. Guys, have a great night, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 6:45 on Zoom. We start the podcast at 7 with Coach Seibert. Have a great night, guys. And I'll see y'all tomorrow evening.
All right, good night. Good night, fellas.